Chapter 17. Fight for the Sanctuary. All eyes were on Nikki and Chomper, the herd gasping when Chomper was struck and knocked out. Nikki panted for air, reaching for the weapon and walking towards Chomper's unconscious form. "Nikki, stop, please!" Magnificent begged, trying to halt Nikki's attack. "Out of the way, you old fool!" Nikki shoved Magnificent away, unmoved as the older male groaned in pain on the ground. "You want a show? I'll give you a grand finale!" The arrowhead was lifted and sent toward Chomper, only to be stopped inches away from striking him. Nikki tried to yank the weapon back, only for it to be ripped from his grasp. Rising to his feet, Chomper tightened his grip, the spear being broken in two. "What?" was all Nikki could get out before he saw a set of familiar eyes gazing at him. "Sharptooth!" Chomper's eyes were no longer that of a leaf-eater / Sharptooth cross, but were very primal, unmoved, unreadable. With a snarl, Chomper gazed around, then looked down at his form with disgust. Before their very eyes, the being they knew to be Rodney changed in a sea of light, growing taller and taller, revealing a vicious carnivore. Though unlike his old Sharptooth form, his new body was better built for battle. His small arms were longer, his waist leaner, giving him the agility and speed he needed for stalking and hunting. Several screams erupted from the herd, all looking at Nikki, their hero, their defender. "Protect us!" someone shouted. Horner and Thunder made the first move, Chomper leaping over Horner, then throwing a powerful hit to send Thunder skidding to the earth. It was surprising how strong he was compared to an average Sharptooth, moving with an agile body, able to push around a creature 3 times his own size. Glider went to peck him on the head, only to find a tail flying her way to smack her in the face, sending her crashing into a tangled mess of vines. Damper was there, but, with a whimper, turned tail and left Nikki alone to face the threat. With a snort, Chomper saw a large group of prey, and for the first time he found his mouth watering, licking his muzzle, for he was quite hungry. Still, there was too many, and if they wanted, they could kill him. Chomper made a growl of frustration and faced Nikki, spotting a single and helpless individual. The tiny male was frozen in place, Chomper recognizing him to be a quick and easy meal, no longer seeking vengeance for his lost love. It seemed bits of Chomper's memories were suppressed and even forgotten in this state, being unconcerned about Ruby's whereabouts. Letting out a loud roar, Chomper charged after Nikki, who rushed up the rock formation to get away, thinking Chomper wouldn't be able to follow him. After a few attempts to scale it, Chomper found himself sliding down, only to pause and wait, seeing Nikki perched up top. Then, to everyone's surprise and Nikki's horror, Chomper scaled it and was able to place his feet on certain spots, digging his fingered claws into the rock, allowing him to reach the top. There, Chomper made a mighty leap, creating an impact from the force at which he slammed into the surface. "Stay away from me, monster!" Nikki went to enter the cave for safety, Chomper thinking ahead and grabbing a boulder, lifting it above his head to toss it. The large rock flew over Nikki, who dropped to the ground, fearful of being struck. There was a great thud, the boulder smashing into the entrance to collapse the tunnel. Great rocks crumbled, and Nikki was there, laying among the dust that floated around his body. With no place left to run or hide, Nikki remained on the earth. "Please, I'm sorry for killing your kind, for killing your mate. Spare me, and I'll vow to leave your kind alone." Yes, it was then Chomper's dark side had control, would make it known that all leaf-eaters should fear him. Bending down, Chomper roared in Nikki's face, seeing him fall to the earth, weeping like a hatchling. In his old frame of mind, Chomper would have walked away, but not his dark side. No, his dark side wanted food, longed to taste the flesh of a leaf-eater that had been denied from him for too long. The herd of the sanctuary watched, none dare moving, not wanting the Sharptooth to come after them. Nicky was on his own, was lifted by the long tail, dangling over Chomper's open muzzle. Flailing his arms madly, Nicky screamed, watching as the great tongue flickered. A row of teeth surrounded him. "Chomper, no!" called a voice like thunder across the sky. Chomper stopped for a moment, looking around the herd while still carrying Nicky within his curled tail. Then he saw it, a group of fastbiters, along with a single mare Sharptooth, approach the sanctuary. This, of course, only caused more of a panic. "There's more!" someone shouted. "What should we do?" asked another terrified member. "Wait!" Rose saw the Sharptooth didn't attack, only standing there. "They're not here for us." All looked at Chomper, who jumped from the rock, landing and moving speedily to reach them. The herd rushed to make way, parting like a wave, allowing him a path through. Once Chomper could see the other Sharptooth, he growled defensively, unaware why they were there. "What do you want, to challenge me?" Chomper behaved very unlike himself, getting right in the male's face. "No, Alpha. I only—" the male responded, lowering his head respectfully. "Alpha? Who?" "You." "It matters not. I have something important to attend to." Opening his mouth again, Nicky found himself gazing down at a massive set of sharp teeth. "No, not again!" "Chomper, stop! Don't do this!" It was that voice again, the one Chomper couldn't understand in his dark frame of mind, but one he knew. "Put him down," the voice said again, only in his native tongue. Then he saw someone among the group, someone who didn't exactly fit in, being a female fast runner. She was held by a set of fastbiters who aided her in walking toward him. He froze and looked her over cautiously, seeing she was bruised, with cuts along her body and a broken leg. "Who are you?" Ruby was silent, surprised by Chomper's actions, hardly recognizing the Sharptooth who stood before her. Was he so grief-stricken he lost his mind, the part of him she grew to love? No, she couldn't believe that, approaching him without fear or hesitation. "Chomper, it's me, Ruby. Ruby I am, your friend, your mate, your wife. Remember?" "Ruby," Chomper said, struggling to keep up his dark persona, though the lighter part of him was gaining more control, even if it was for the slightest of seconds. Letting Nicky go, Chomper felt his legs grow weak, passing out. Ruby was by his side, rubbing his muzzle, knowing after such an event he became both mentally and physically exhausted. Though she worried if he'd be the same once he woke, or would the older Chomper be back. Since Chomper was unconscious, Nicky rose and huffed with rage. "Right! I say we kill them all!" "No, you were wrong about the Sharptooth," Thunder announced. "What do you mean? Rodney was a Sharptooth in disguise, had us all fooled. He could have attacked us and killed us all. He was a liar and a crook." "As are you." Thunder walked over and looked down at Nicky. "You had us believing there was no Great Valley. You told us, in order to bring balance, we should kill Sharptooth mothers and their eggs. You lied to us for years, pretended to be your father, and we were all too scared of losing the security we had in the sanctuary. We didn't question you and blindly followed you. But no more. You have no power over me. I'm done following you, Nicky." "Then you will be banished. Leave!" Thunder didn't budge. "Horner, remove him!" Horner only went to stand with Thunder. "No, I won't hurt my friend or my partner." Thunder and Horner's tails wrapped around each other. "What? You dare defy me? You will pay." Nicky trailed off as he saw others stand behind Thunder and Horner. Even Glider lit upon the long neck's back, Damper folding his arms over his chest as he looked at Nicky. "You can't just toss me out." "You're not our enemy." The members of Sanctuary looked at the pack of fastbiters and single Sharptooth. Nicky gasped when he felt a sharp tip poking his neck, the spear being returned to its rightful owner, Ruby. So, you going to kill me?
No, I'm going to give you 2 options. Give up on hunting the Sharptooth and I won't harm you. Option 2, you leave into the mysterious beyond alone and never come back.
And if I refuse, you'll kill me, right?
No, I'm not.
Ruby hobbled over and grabbed him, looking him over carefully. Instead, Ruby threw Nicky before the pack.
I lay your vengeance at your feet.
And we graciously accept. The pack gathered around Nicky, who cowered against the earth. Thank you, Miss Alpha. In return for your kindness, you may keep the egg as yours.
I appreciate that. I will see the baby has a good life.
The fast biters swarmed Nicky, grabbed his arms and legs, carrying him off, kicking and screaming, planning to kill him away from the herd. There was a final yell followed by silence. Ruby glad Nicky was a threat no more. Ruby took a breath and looked ahead, seeing a few carrying the injured Magnificent over to them. If you're as smart as you say, can you heal him? Horner asked. Yeah, hopefully the whole Nicky trying to kill you doesn't interfere with you helping him. Damper added timidly. Thank you both for freeing us of Nicky's madness. Glider added, flying down to land before them.
No worries. Let me get some herbs.
Rex was the only Sharptooth to remain, staying a few feet away from the leaf eaters, struggling to fight his urge to take one out, though he couldn't help himself from taking a good whiff of them, finding the scent intoxicating, delightful to say the least. Once Magnificent was given an herb broth, Ruby went over to check on Chomper, using wooden crutches to walk. When she got to the spot, she saw it was bare, looking around for him.
Chomper!
When Rex heard Ruby calling for Chomper, he went to see if he could help her.
Chomper, where are you? Answer me wherever you are.
Miss Alpha. Rex saw Chomper's bare spot, sniffing the earth to track him. He left.
Why would he do that? Without saying goodbye or something?
I hate to say, but the Alpha wasn't the soft-spoken, calm male I was led to believe.
No, I don't know who he was.
Ruby stood, seeing a set of tracks lead off into the direction they'd come. Why had he left? What was he up to? Chomper always told her of his intentions, what he was thinking. It was as though he were intentionally blocking her out, putting space between them, which was so unlike him. What had happened to the Sharptooth she loved?